video, we're going to be talking about gaining your power back. Gaining that power back is a breath of fresh air and a longing of the oneself that we were desperately yearning for. So stay tuned to hear more. Moved into my LA apartment. It's lovely. I actually don't have the windows up, but it's super bright in here. I'm still getting it done. It's almost there, waiting on furniture and all that. But anyways, gaining our power back, especially through femininity, it is so magnetic. It is so powerful. What does that look like? Well, step number one, that looks like taking care of yourself. Now this is going to be in so many avenues. The first is going to be health. What are we eating? What is going to make us feel fruitful inside? What are we doing to take care of our body, externally and internally? Because that is vital. Nutrients is vital for our reproductive system and our body, our health, our mental health too. Without this, then we cannot function throughout the day and feel so elevated. And honestly, like, I had a fruit bowl earlier. It's actually my daily thing when I wake up. I'm always feeling so alive. I'm feeling so myself and fresh. And it's like the best thing to attract more and receive more because we feel good on the inside. When we fulfill ourselves from the inside, which no one can see, that's the true force of power. And that starts off with what are we doing internally and externally. Secondly, mental health. Okay, we all have those opinions that we're thinking on what someone said, negative self-talk we might have, believing in somebody else's word or opinion, like I mentioned, taking form into somebody else's beliefs other than like our own. If I'm getting influenced, I need to stop. I'm only going to choose to be influenced if I know the information is good for me. Because at the end of the day, we're just dealing with people who have their own individuality and their own mind. And when we understand that no one can really take from us, take from me, elevating to my higher potential with my mind, right? Taking care of it, right? Like a garden. How am I also feeding it? What am I saying to myself? How am I reacting towards people? What do I want to visualize, like, for myself? What do I want to have? What does my life look like, right? That is really taking care of the mind. And the mind has thoughts every split second, okay? What I like to think of it as, it's like a stream of water, okay? And you catch something. You have an amazing thought or something that seems out of the ordinary, but you want to divert into it. Catch it, because that thought might not come back, or that thought might be in the back of your mind, but you're not taking action for it. A little example could be you want to change your body and you're like, I'm just gonna work out like tomorrow. Do it now. What's stopping you? Oh, you know what, if I take this extra educational course, I feel like I'm behind. Why is everyone like in a faster rate? Like, all this negative self-talk needs to go to the freaking trash. So let that go. When you are in a state of mindfulness, which I'm always in, give something, I see the word in front of me. If I need a confirmation, I see an angel number, and my lucky number is 777. So that's normally like spiritual alignment. It is really crazy. So I'm highly aware. The third topic is awareness. Taking your power is having awareness of the situation. Think of yourself in a movie, or if you're watching a movie, okay, and you're interacting with somebody. That's a scene right there. You're dealing with somebody's thoughts, beliefs, habits, patterns, all that. And they're dealing with mine or yours. So power is understanding what the situation is unfolding. So let's just say a great example is relationships, okay? Or even friendships. Sometimes there are cues, there's things that we don't understand that someone is doing that I may like, I may not like. The awareness of the situation, what is happening, how do I feel? It's very orchestrated. It's like an art almost, which it's something that I can't control, none of us can control. However, having that power is, okay, let me analyze the situation, kind of like looking at a crystal ball. Somebody does something else that I don't agree with, it doesn't even matter at that point, right? Taking in the power is, okay, I see the situation for what it is, regardless of my feelings, how I look into it, and what someone else does, but I'm taking action into bettering my life. What do I want to do? Do I want to associate with those people? I have that power to become a higher leveled version of myself. Am I on frequency? That's how I look at it, and that's the power that I have. So the power in awareness is so important. When you're aware of yourself and the situation, that's like magic. Body is a person and the mind is a person. It stores trauma. Your body stores these memories that were not processed, right? So it can be fear of rejection, fear of blame, fear of vulnerability. Power to look into that, to change it, number one, is vital, because when you do that, you become a different version of ourselves. Like, I've done that. I feel like a new person, no joke. Like, things that once fazed me or triggered me, it like no longer triggers me, and I'm just like, okay, what's next? And I realized, well, this life also, nothing is promised. So that's why I tell myself I live my life for me. I'm happy for me, because no one can charge up my happiness. I have to charge up my own happiness, because I was around people so much that I felt maybe they were taking it, almost like an energetic vampire, if you will, which, stay away from those. Everything is a paradox. You think that I'm not going to be able to achieve this or that. It's just an emotion. Emotions are very unstable. So how I see it is, from start to finish, keep the goal going, no matter what. That divot, sometimes it's the journey that kind of makes me feel like wobbly, unstable, but I have to keep going with my vision. Everything else is my resource to get what I want to be internally. Power is, how do I want to represent myself? How do I want to look into the world? And it's not because I'm asking for validation. I'm already validating myself. I'm receiving that, right? I chose to wear this today, and I feel great, and I look good. And that's power. It's that self-confidence in what I'm wearing, what I'm doing with my time, priorities together in my life, right? Power is what I make it. I already have naturally, because I have value. I'm alive. We're alive. So to say that, oh, I'm sad, I'm depressed, oh, you're purposely putting yourself in that frequency. You haven't really broke into that cycle to go into a better cycle or a better perspective. And like, I just moved in here and I'm still waiting on furniture. Like, I literally have such a comfy mattress that I got. And luckily, I mean, I got my kitchen done, the bathroom, but I'm like, I'm grateful that I have this experience. I'm not letting that stop me. I'm not letting minute things stop me. So power is also response. How am I responding? This is what I said earlier about like the internalness, like feeling fulfilled. I don't need something outside of me to make me feel validated. I'm already validated in here. It's nice if I have something like, I don't know, let's just say pot of gold, for instance, right? I'm already validated in here. Of course, maybe that ego, maybe that desire is to really latch on to the gold, but how I look at it as, if we're all going to just die one day, am I really going to take that pot of gold into the grave? No. What, my skull is right next to the gold? Like, I'm holding on to something, I'm attached to something that I'm actually much more valuable than that. Really, I'm a human. I can give value to things. Have you even noticed that there are things that are already valuable, but I have to give it meaning? So like, let's just say I love the color blue. I give value to that, but somebody's like, I don't like blue, I like pink. They gave value to that, and I gave value to blue. That doesn't mean like, oh, she's better, or I'm better, or there's something wrong. Like, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. Like, that's the power that somebody has. And you know, power is using these two together. But this has to be orchestrated, it has to be running properly and fixing it for the body to respond. But that's why, like, when this is an awareness, then we're able to understand why our body responds in certain ways, in certain situations. That's what I said about the trauma. It kind of holds memory, and your job is to fix it. And that's what I've been doing. I'm like, oh my God. Like, for instance, I used to be like a shy person, right? Sometimes I can be, but it's just natural, right? I'm a pretty confident person. But I noticed that, like, when I used to talk to people back then, like, I would tell myself, like, I felt confident, but then when I came into the situation, because I wasn't aware, I was like, I'm responding based on something that was in lack. So I said, oh, I have to correct that. I have to fix that. Be drastic things, right? Power is in that response. Cultivating into becoming the person that I want to be, that I want to become, and I have that. These are just like the basic kind of steps and stools to get there. All right, so hopefully this video was informative, and I'll see you guys next time. So take care.